No countdown. No warning light. Just the sound of everything starting at once. Heartbeat sharp, breathing steady. The kind of silence right before impact. You know this place where hesitation disappears and instinct takes over. Where every second matters because someone loses if you slow down. Zero mercy, no second chance, no retreat. Zero mercy, stay sharp, stay on beat. This is not about comfort, not about waiting for the right moment. The right moment is the one you take. Pressure builds, but pressure is familiar. It means you're close, it means something matters. I trust that more than calm. Calm never won anything. Speed does, precision does. The decision to move first, that does. Zero mercy, cut clean, hold the line. Zero mercy, make the second yours every time. The lights blur, the noise drops away. Everything unnecessary falls behind. There is only focus, only reaction, only the exact point where action becomes instinct. You stop thinking about the outcome because winning starts before the result. It starts when you decide you're not here to survive. You're here to take control. Zero mercy. Zero mercy. Zero mercy. No soft edges, no excuse. Zero mercy. All in, nothing to lose. And when it ends, it won't be luck, it won't be chance, it will be this. The moment you chose not to hesitate. Again.
It starts in the fingertips before the mind can catch up. A small signal, barely noticeable, then another, until your whole body understays before you do. Something is about to happen. Screens close, city fades, the outside world loses permission to matter. Inside this moment, everything sharpens. Timing, distance, decision. Nothing random survives here. Adrenaline code, written fast under the skin. Adrenaline code, where instinct pulls you in. It's not panic, it's clarity at speed. The kind that only appears when pressure removes everything unnecessary. You stop asking if you're ready. Ready is irrelevant. You move because movement is the answer. Bass, slow, pulse rising. Every beat like a command, not spoken, but understood. Forward again, faster this time. Adrenaline code. Don't break focus, don't blink slow. Adrenaline code. Trust the rhythm, let it go. There's a strange peace inside high pressure because doubt doesn't have room to survive. It gets replaced by action. Clean, immediate, final. The line appears, and you take it. The opening lasts half a second, that's enough. Because precision isn't about having time. It's about knowing exactly what to do when time disappears. Adrenaline code. Stay inside, stay aware. Adrenaline code. Every move already there. And when it ends, when the noise returns, when the room becomes a room again, you realize for a moment you were faster than thought itself.
Before the move, there is the pattern. Small details most people ignore. The way silence shifts, the way timing leans, the way 1 second tells you what the next will be. I trust that more than noise, more than confidence spoken too loudly. Real control is quiet, it watches, it waits, it knows exactly when to act. Strike protocol. Clean hands, clear line, strike protocol. Right move, right time. This isn't chaos, it only looks like it from far away. Up close, everything is structure, angles, distance, reaction, sequence. One mistake changes everything, which is why there isn't room for wasted motion. Every action must justify itself. Every choice must carry weight. Strike protocol. Don't rush, don't freeze. Strike protocol. Cut through with ease. Pressure doesn't scare me. Pressure reveals, it shows what holds and what breaks when speed becomes true. Some people panic when everything speeds up. I get clearer because urgency removes decoration. What remains is purpose. Target the opening, the exact second. When hesitation becomes failure, I don't wait for certainty. Certainty is slow. I move when the pattern aligns, and when it does, there is no doubt, only execution. Strike protocol. Sharp mind, steady aim. Strike protocol. Every round, same game. Not luck, not chance. Repeatable precision. That's what wins, and that is enough. Is enough. There's a point where patience stops being strength. Where waiting becomes weakness. You feel it before you explain it. The shift, the snap, the second everything inside says now. Not later, not safer now. Kill switch, cut the noise, cut the doubt. Kill switch, shut it down. Take it out. Some decisions are meant to be gentle. They arrive sharp with no interest in compromise. This is one of them. The room gets smaller.
like an enemy. I don't need calm, I need clarity. And sometimes clarity sounds like impact. Heavy bass through the chest, like the body remembering what the mind tried to delay. Go. That's simple because overthinking has never built momentum. Action does. Kill switch, flip the state, change the frame. Kill switch, burn the old, rewrite the game. There are versions of yourself that only exist under pressure. The ones built for speed, for consequence, for the moment when hesitation costs too much. I trust that version, the one that moves before thought. Finishes speaking, not reckless resolve. There's a difference. One destroys blindly, the other cuts only what no longer belongs. And tonight I know exactly what needs to go. The doubt, the delay, the habit of asking permission. Kill switch, no return, no halfway line. Kill switch, a return, no halfway line. Kill switch, all in every time. Once it starts, it doesn't stop because some endings are really beginnings. With louder sound, and I'd rather face the fire than spend another night pretending I'm not ready.
It happens too fast for hesitation to matter. 1 second, everything is normal. The next, you're already inside it. Yeah. Speed takes over, not as chaos, but as direction. Like something in you has been waiting for the world to finally move this fast. Rush override. No pause, no safe zone. Rush override. Take the pace, make it your own. The body adapts first, heart faster, breath sharper, focus narrowing until only the next move exists. Not stressful, necessary, because the moments demand acceleration. They don't
a shape in the distance, a movement in reflection, something present enough to change the air, but never enough to hold. Phantom target, close enough to feel. Phantom target, far enough to stay unreal. Some things are easier to chase than to understand. Certainty slows you down. Instinct moves faster, so I trust the pull, the quiet signal that says keep going, even when I can't explain why. Especially then, the room gets quieter, the pulse gets louder, every unnecessary thought drops away. Not because I solved them, because they stop mattering. Focus does that, it doesn't answer, it selects. Phantom target, stay ahead, don't lose shape. Phantom target, keep the tension, keep the chase. I move through late hours like they belong to me. Empty streets screen glow, the kind of silence that feels earned. Somewhere in all of that I get closer, not to a finish line, to precision, to the version of myself that doesn't need proof. Before action, only alignment, only timing. The target changes, because I do. What I'm chasing isn't always outside me. Sometimes it's the distance between hesitation and execution. And every night I close it a little more. Phantom target, still moving, still known. Phantom target, until instinct feels like the closer it gets, the quieter everything becomes. Not because the world stops, because your mind does. All the extra noise, all the wasted thoughts, all the distractions that used to feel important, gone. There's only this. The moment before the decision, the space where pressure turns in the proof. Pressure zone. Pressure zone. Hold steady, don't break form. Pressure zone, where focus becomes the norm. People talk about pressure like it's something to avoid, like the goal is comfort, but comfort never asked anything real from me. Pressure did, pressure showed me what stays when excuses lead. What holds when timing matters? What kind of person appears when there's no room to pretend? I trust that version, the one that gets sharper when everything gets heavier, not louder, clearer. Pressure zone. weight, the pulse is low but constant. Not panic, not fear, just awareness, fully activated. The understanding that every second can change direction. And that's not terrifying, it's honest. Because nothing important was ever built without risk, without consequence, without the chance of getting it wrong. I'd rather stand here where everything matters than somewhere safe where nothing does. Pressure zone.
Once you enter, there's no clean way back. Not because the road closes, because you change too much to return the same. Speed does that. It strips away all the versions of you built for comfort and leaves only what can survive. No momentum, no escape lane. Straight ahead, no softer route. No escape lane. Choose the line and ride it through. Yeah. There's something honest about commitment when retreat is no longer part of the design. The mind gets simpler, not smaller, sharper. One target, one rhythm, one direction. That's enough. The city flashes by like old decisions, visible for a second then gone. You can't hold everything, you shouldn't try. Some things are meant to be passed, not carried. No escape lane. Keep the pace, don't divide. No escape lane. All in, nothing outside. I used to think freedom meant options, but too many exits create hesitation. Real freedom sometimes looks like this: a single road and the courage to stay on it. Even when it gets fast, even when it gets dark, even when every instinct asks if slowing down would be easier. Maybe it would, but easy has never been the point. Movement was becoming, was the version of yourself waiting on the other side of full commitment. That was always worth it. No escape lane. Stay forward, stay aligned. No escape lane. This is the cause, this is the
Starts the moment stillness becomes impossible. When waiting feels heavier than moving. When the next step is no longer a choice but a necessity. That's where it lives. Critical motion. Survival, not dramatic, precise. Every second measured by consequence. Every breath, part of the rhythm. Critical motion. slow the hand, they blur the line. And in moments like this, clarity is speed. The faster truth arrives, the cleaner the move becomes. I trust the first instinct when it's built on 1,000 repetitions. That isn't luck, that's preparation. Moving faster than thought. Critical motion. Stay sharp, stay in range. Critical motion. Small shift, full change. It's strange how calm intensity can feel when you've been here before. When pressure stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like home. The pulse stays low, but everything inside is fully awake, watching, adjusting, already moving before the world catches up. That's the difference. Not talent, timing, the ability to recognize the exact second when hesitation becomes failure, and choosing to move anyway. Critical motion. Hold the line, make it clean. Critical motion. Nothing extra in between, because at the end, simplicity wins. One move made fully is enough. Critical motion. Critical motion. Critical motion. Oh. Before the action, there's a moment when everything sharpens. Not louder, not brighter, clearer, like the world finally decides to show its real shape. The noise separates, the target remains, and suddenly what matters is obvious. Trigger vision, see the line before it forms. Trigger vision, stay calm inside the storm. Most people wait for certainty. I learned certainty arrives too late. By the time everything is confirmed, the opening is gone. You have to trust the version of yourself built in smaller moments. The practice, the repetition, the quiet discipline. Nobody applauds, that's what speaks here. Not confident. Trigger vision, don't blink, slow, don't chase down. Trigger vision, know the move before it's out. It's not about aggression, it's about alignment. The hand, the thought, the decision, all arriving at the same time. No friction, no delay, just execution. So clean it feels effortless, but effortless is only visible after years of control, pressure, after enough nights spent choosing focus over comfort, after enough mistakes turned into precision. Trigger vision. Hold steady, trust the frame. Trigger vision, every round the same game. Already it happens when the line opens. An instinct takes over. It feels less like reaction and more like memories. If some part of you exactly where to wait. The signal changes, and everything inside responds. Not panic, preparation. The kind of awareness that arrives when the ordinary version of time stops applying. Seconds stretch, details sharpen, silence gets louder. You notice everything. The shift in breathing, the tension in the room, the exact point where calm becomes action. Red alert state. Fully awake. Fully aware. Red alert state. Nothing wasted. Nothing spared. Some people hear warning and think stop. I hear warning and think ready. Because pressure isn't the enemy. Unpaired is, and I've spent too many nights learning the difference through repetition, through mistakes, through the kind of discipline that feels invisible until it matters most. This is where it matters. Not in theory. In the second, everything becomes real. Red alert state. Hold the line. Don't react late. Red alert state. Timing decides. Timing creates. The pulse rises, but the mind stays clean. That balance is everything. Too much emotion and you lose precision. Too much distance and you lose urgency. The answer lies between them. Focused but alive. Controlled but ready to strike. I stay there. Because that edge is where performance becomes truth, where training becomes instinct, where all the quiet preparation finally earns its shape. Red alert state. No safe mode, no halfway pace. Red alert state. This is the test, this is the place. And when the moment comes, I won't need confidence, only clarity, only the decision to trust what I'd already became. It begins as a small pull, barely noticeable. A tightness behind the breath. A quiet signal that something is building. Not outside, inside. The kind of pressure that doesn't shout. It waits. Layer by layer. is. Every sound a little closer, every thought a little sharper. The room feels narrower, the target feels larger, until there is no space left between intention and action. Hypertension, hold the edge, don't let go. Hypertension, every second starts to glow. This is not panic. Panic scatters. This gathers. It pulls everything inward toward one exact point. Focus becomes physical. You feel it in the chest, in the hands, in the silence between heartbeats. That silence is louder than anything else, because it means the moment is near. Hypertension, stay there, don't break frame. Hypertension, pressure sharpens every aim. Most people step back when intensity rises. I step closer, because there is truth at maximum pressure. You find out what holds, what fails, what survives when there is no room for performance. Only reality. And reality is clean. It asks one question: are you ready to become what this moment requires? Not tomorrow, now. Hypertension, no soft exit, no delay. Hypertension, this is the line, this is the way. And when it finally breaks, when motion replaces waiting, it feels less like release and more like arrival, as if all the tension was never a burden, just preparation. There's a point in every chase where it stops being about distance. It becomes about refusal, the decision that you will not slow, that you will not let the moment leave your hands, even if everything burns to keep pace. Final pursuit, no loose ends, no second road. Final That's why precision matters more than speed alone. Speed gets you close. Precision is what finishes it. I learned that the hard way through, almost through near misses, through nights where being close was somehow worse than failing completely. 'Cause close teaches hunger, and hunger teaches discipline. Final pursuit, don't lose sight, don't divide. Final pursuit, every step must justify. The city turns into light stretched thin, like the world itself is trying to outrun me. Good. Let it try. I was built for the part where most people stop. The late stage, the final stretch, the place where exhaustion tries to sound like reason. I know that voice, I don't listen anymore. Because endings are decided by the person who can stay present 1 second longer, one move cleaner, one breath steadier. That's enough. It has always been enough. Final pursuit, hold the pressure, trust the pace. Final pursuit, this is the night you take your place. And when it happens, when the line closes, when the chase becomes contact. It won't feel like victory, it will feel like truth. Something inevitable finally arriving.
This is the part where everything narrows. Not because the world gets smaller, because your focus does. All the noise, all the unnecessary movement, all the options that once felt important gone. There is only the line, and whether you can hold it, last control. Steady hands, steady breath, last control, nothing left but what's next. People think control means holding everything. It doesn't. Real control is knowing exactly what to let go of. Fear, delay, the need to be certain. Gone first, because certainty is too expensive. When time moves like this, you trade it for trust. Trust in repetition, trust in preparation, trust in the version of yourself built under pressure. Not comfort, that version never asks if it's ready, it simply moves. Last control, stay clean, don't force the line. Last control, make the second fully mine. The pulse stays low, but the tension doesn't leave. It sharpens every sound. More specific, every decision more permanent. There are moments where hesitation isn't Some truths only appear when there's nothing left between you and the outcome.
There's still something left, not silence, something quieter, but stronger than silence. The feeling after impact, the signal that remains when the battle has already moved on. Victory. Like the room returning to normal while you realize you are not the same. Something changed, not outside, inside the way you trust yourself now. Because pressure introduces you to versions of yourself you can't meet any other way. And once you've seen that, you can't go back to smaller thinking. You do, that's the difference. Winning is not a single moment, it's what stays after the moment passes. The discipline, the confidence, the quiet understanding that next time you will trust the process faster and doubt yourself less. Victory stays.